Well.
Hello, sir.
Look who it is. It's everybody. Welcome, gang. I've got to myself. We've got Nick Trigg of Trigg Draws, at Trigg Draws fame here. The McMahon will be joining us shortly. His rash it has a mind of its own. Thank everyone for joining us. Trigg, how are you, sir? What do you remember about this game? We were talking a little bit before. You're of age. Like, do you remember this game as it happened? This is, of course,
Yes.
Game 6.
So I'm 35 years old. So I was 13, I guess, when this happened. And I distinctly remember watching. I didn't have a TV in my bedroom yet. And my dad was in the basement with the man cave going. So I spent the game down there watching it with Pops. And I think my dad is, kind of as a diehard Celtics fan, had season tickets in the 80s, was just always rooting against Jordan because for whatever reason, he viewed it as a slight against Bird. So yeah,
absolutely.
And then me, on the other hand, I grew up and came of age with the Celtics being pretty much trash. I'd say about 10 is when I really became a basketball fan, and we're in the midst of being awful and having Reggie Lewis die. So, and then
it wasn't great.
No, it wasn't a great time. So then you add the fact that Jordan was by far the coolest, most ruthless player on the planet. And naturally, it was just he became my guy. And it's weird. It's very rare that me and my father would sit next to each other and root opposite sides of each other. And that's what happened definitely for that final series. But I distinctly remember Game 6 like it was virtually yesterday. So it was awesome as a diehard Jordan guy.
So he was going for the Jazz, or he was going just against Jordan?
I think it was more just against Jordan.
Against Jordan.
Yeah, he didn't like Karl Malone. He probably liked Stockton with the short shorts and the high and the white. But
sure.
But no, it was just an anti-Jordan thing solely because it was a shot at Larry Bird for whatever reason in his twisted brain.
Yeah, Bird had been retired for many years now, so I don't know what.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what Matt that was. That's Michael Jordan for the people that don't know at home. I don't know who that is.
Your boy.
I'm not familiar with this gentleman. So we got the full pregame. I wonder if we get like who's singing the anthems here. We got Kukoc starting. No heights, no weights, no stats.
No, even overlays with the names. We just get to guess.
No number, just
just guess.
Yeah. There's not a lot of energy. I understand that they're on the road here, but even for the Bulls, this just doesn't feel like a closeout game. Because if I'm not mistaken, did the Jazz have Game 6 and 7 at home? Is that how it was?
I think it was 2-3-2.
I think it was, yeah. So, yeah, how about that for Jordan's legend? He didn't even have home court. He's so cool. He didn't even have fucking home court. Let's see. Yeah, 2-3-2, which is a wild format in hindsight.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Brent Leach says Fergie's on the anthem. I would love for Fergie to come out here in Utah and sing the anthem. I don't know what the hell this is. But this is an NBA Finals game. This is not like the first game of the season. Like, this is some first game. Yeah, Randy Brown don't like this shit.
No, this is crazy. Like, think of the pomp and circumstance that we have now. And, like, this is Game 6 of the NBA Finals. It doesn't feel like, I don't know, that big of a deal.
Well, no one in the building likes these fireworks.
No.
Just
a bunch of people plugging their ears.
Nah, these fireworks are much too loud. I'm certain of it. Packed house, though. Yeah, why? I don't know why there are fireworks indoors. Also, they're not up 3-2.
No. And but we can't dim the lights. We can't put a spotlight on these guys as we announce them and everything.
Little did Brian Russell know.
Those warm-up jackets are fire, though.
Yeah, these are tremendous.
Yeah, we might need to do some Googling after this.
Yeah. Listen, Adam Keefe started for the Jazz. And it took Michael Jordan 6 games. Okay. The Jazz started 3 white people. And it took Jordan. He's y'all's GOAT. Okay. The Pacers do small fireworks every game. I could see it every game. That's just kind of our thing. Or if this was game 5, they were up 3-2. Like, yeah, let's beat Michael Jordan. Let's pull out all the stops. Of course, this would probably piss him off, but I wouldn't do it when we're down 3-2.
Where's Spanker? Did they bring him up for the game? Is he sitting behind the bench somewhere?
Who?
Your boy, the Fick man.
Oh man, I know Barkley flew him to Phoenix.
Were they already boys at this point? 98?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because for the was it 92 or 93 finals, Barkley flew Ficker to Phoenix for games 1 and 2, and Phoenix lost games 1 and 2.
That was it.
Yeah, so I think that was the end.
Then Jordan got it. Then Jordan got him on the payroll.
I think that was the end of Ficker's traveling days. Yeah, someone said Jordan sweating up a storm. We ain't even had the intros. Was this game after the flu game? Flu game was game
flu
5?
game's 90. No, flu game was
97.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, why the hell Jordan sweating like this? He nervous. Skip Bayless would be saying he's scared.
I'm gonna say this now before Coley gets on and gets mad at me.
Uh-oh.
The worst part about the shot is the fact that Jordan's wearing the 14s.
What's wrong with the 14? You don't like the 14?
No. I stop at 13. 13 is the last one I like.
I think it definitely starts going down here. I do like the 14s though.
Yeah, Coley does too. I'm just not a fan. No, not a fan.
It could have been better, but if this was in, I don't know, something even worse, like
the 15s?
Yeah, 15s, 16s. Yeah, like I'm just thankful. Jordan had to be nervous, man. He was cool, but he wasn't that like. The thing I can't get over, and maybe you could speak to this. You're of the age at the time too. Like Jordan won 3 championships and was like, I'm done. Like 3 is a lot, but 3 is not like LeBron's got 3, Steph's got 3, Bird's got 3. Like like if you were the greatest, you won 3 and was just like, oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, and like I don't know, because I guess at that age, even though I'm a couple of years older than you guys, I don't fully remember the circumstance. I remember being shocked that it happened. Like no one saw it coming.
Right.
I guess, in hindsight, and probably the documentary will touch on it, is just like how much the death of his father messed with them. And then you have, the conspiracy theorists out there too. But it's, I guess, the grind of 3 straight NBA seasons of final appearances and all this shit. But like LeBron did it 7 straight. And I'm not a LeBron guy by any stretch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Warriors just did it 5 straight. LeBron did it like 7, 8 straight. Like, again, 3 is a lot, but it's not like, oh, this guy's comfortably like the best of all time. Do you buy into the conspiracies?
I'm not a conspiracy guy. I leave that to my other tall white Boston brethren in this podcast. But no, I don't. I do think there was just a mental fatigue that, everything tied together, and then you mix in like the father's passing and like brutal murder more than passing. It's if it was just, died of a sickness, maybe it would even be differently. But I don't know. I don't think you could keep something that big of a deal that hush for this long. Like too much time has passed.
I don't buy that. I really don't. Like with all the talk we've heard of Jordan gambling, like it's never like that guy just doesn't pay his debt. Like I've never heard that. Like he's
right.
So I don't buy that, and I do think it was definitely the like mental fatigue more than because he had just beat Lakers. Like
Lakers, Blazers, Suns.
Lakers, Blazers, Suns was 91, 92, 93.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, I'm out.
And like, he disappeared and played baseball. And, I guess, from everything that's said, he rediscovered not even a love for basketball, but more of an understanding of what it's like to be an average player in a sport and all that. But, you see his reaction after he won that title on Father's Day against the Sonics in the 96 season. And that, to me, it maybe just me looking way too much into it makes me believe it really was just fatigue and everything that came along with his father's passing, and no conspiracy, no craziness, because that was genuine Jordan emotion. And when else have we ever seen that?
I agree. I really don't. I think it was just I don't even think it's conspiracies that his father's murder were set up to the gambling, and I just don't buy that.
Like you said, he's cutting the 20K checks as he's walking off the 18th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jordan's never going to be one.
Yeah, the thrill of the game with Jordan is the shit talking. It's never about the Michael squelch on his debt, Jordan.
Right.
So the Sonic, that was the first one back. Yeah. And then again, he just did it 2 more times, but this time, and I guess that's what we'll find out more in the doc. The team just kind of was like, "Oh yeah, there's no way."
I guess, I vaguely remember this. I vaguely remember this even after the '97 season. There was concern that Pippen wasn't going to come back, or they weren't going to be able to. The big thing was Pippen wanted a deal.
He was upset with his pay.
Yeah, and Jordan was getting like 30 plus in '97 and '98, which is just nowadays money.
Yeah, so, they did the equivalent. It'd be I think $65 million. Which is not even possible now. That's
right, exactly
more he was making than everybody else.
Right. It's John Wall money.
Yeah.
But not so I know there was legitimate issues between Pippen and the front office. And I think it was kind of a all or nothing thing. Like if you want Michael Jordan to come back, he needs Phil Jackson. He needs
it has to be his way.
Yeah. Because his legacy, especially after this, with the steal and the shot, it just cemented everything. So why come back in a less than favorable situation with another top 50 player of all time now in Portland or whatever? It's just
It's something. Luke Papagallo said at different times too. Mike obviously was a freak, but did he have the same multi-million-dollar on medicine and physical therapy all year? I think he did, because it was a thing even at the time. Like Tim Grover was Michael Jordan's guy. And it was a thing Michael Jordan was, I don't know if he was the first, but he was one of the first to just have one, his own trainer, and 2, year round. Because for Magic and Bird, I feel like those guys played basketball during the season. In the off season, they did not touch a basketball.
Yeah, Larry Bird paved his driveway.
They weren't lifting weights.
No.
So I do think Jordan had it probably wasn't $1 million, or wasn't $1 million industry back then like LeBron now, but he was definitely in changing his body from basketball to baseball and back. I do think he had that kind of 1, focus, and 2, capabilities.
Agreed. I do think, nutrition and sleeping, especially, I don't think those are Jordan's fortes, but I know he put the time in the gym. And like you said, Tim Grover was the first personal trainer that I ever heard of working with an NBA player. So, I mean, he did the basketball stuff for sure. I do think he kind of lived that Allen Iverson 3-hour a night sleep schedule, which might have been an issue, but
it wasn't for him though.
No, exactly.
It's MJ also said he simply achieved everything he wanted by the end of the '93 season. Simply no challenge left for him. The grind was not worth it anymore. Which again, I get it. And at the time, I know it felt different, because looking back now, it's after 3. But again, I'm so used to LeBron just did 7, 8 in a row. Warriors, the Heat did 4. I'm so used to that. So I'm trying to put my mindset in that. Taylor C said, if he stayed retired after the first 3, where would Jordan rank all time? I think that's interesting.
That's a great question.
That's a really good one, because
I don't think you can put him ahead of Kareem. I don't think you can put him ahead of Magic. I don't think you can put him ahead. I mean, Wilt's interesting because he only got 2, and he's more of a statistical marvel that played in a really junk era. So I don't know. It's tough. Maybe you can still make the case to put Jordan ahead of that. But I think Magic and Kareem are clearly higher than Jordan if Jordan stops after that '93 season.
Yeah,
which is still top 5 player of all time.
Oh, absolutely. But even then, and it's I don't know how they were perceived at the time, but guys like Dr. J, even since then, guys like Duncan, LeBron, if Jordan's only got 3, just stayed retired, and LeBron's got 3 now, he's past Jordan. Considerably past Jordan.
Oh yeah.
I would have Duncan past him. Like if he's just got 3, it kind of feels like Magic, right? Like Magic got his 5 rings, right? But it's like he didn't get a full. We didn't see the full.
Yeah,
like for different reasons. We didn't see the full Magic.
There was no second act. There was no
like
end of his career. And that's kind of Larry Bird too with the backling. It just stopped. Just stopped in 89, 88, 89 season, whatever. It was that was kind of the end of peak Larry Bird.
And actually, as I think about that, if he just stops at first one after 9, he plays from 84 to 93, like 8, 9, 10 years. That was more the norm. He might be considered closer to like LeBron's the exception.
Yeah,
like guys play 15. Shaq played 17 years. He just did it on 5, 6 teams in 5, 6 different roles. LeBron's been first team All NBA for like 15, 16 years.
The guy for 16 years.
Yeah.
It's just it's insane.
If Jordan retires at 3, is he ahead of Kobe all time?
Yes.
Oh boy, no, I don't know. I don't know about that, Nicholas. No. If he's only got 3 and Kobe still has 5.
Yeah, all right, but I'm sorry, 2.5 of the first 3 are Shaq titles to me. And that's not even
3 of the first 3. It's fine. Yeah.
All right. And that's not even trying to besmirch Kobe Bryant. I'm not a Kobe guy, but those are Shaq titles. If you put Shaquille O'Neal next to Michael Jordan, what happens? I don't know. Like it's 72 wins a season, in my opinion. I mean, if there's assuming they could get along and all that, but no, I can't give Kobe credit for 5 when peak Shaquille O'Neal was on the team for 3 of them.
But the thing is, if that's the case, Kobe would have those 3 as a sidekick, and then 2 as the main guy to Jordan's only 3. He'd have all the counting numbers.
It's certainly a better argument. It's certainly a better argument, but it's no.
Okay. I'm just embracing debate.
All right. Kobe, I mean, I guess Kobe played long enough to have Smush Parker seasons, and then correct it again, but. I think that's one of the biggest knocks is those 2 years after Shaq, before Pau Gasol.
Yep.
Those trash years. I don't care. Say what you want about Jordan's supporting cast with guys like Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant in the first one, and then Rodman in the second one. Like I understand he had talent around him, but there was never going to be you put Michael Jordan with some random mid-90s Wizards team. He's getting you to the 3 seed in the East. He just is.
No, I get that, but to a certain extent, it's like, okay, you had a great 8 or 9 years. LeBron's on year 17. Kobe put in a good 15, 16. At that point, it's like, okay, like you only played 9 years. You only had 3 rings. LeBron has lost more finals than that. Kobe beat like. Kobe made 7, 1 5 of 7. So if Jordan retires 3 of 3, I don't know. I'm not saying it's the right choice, but if he would have the ring, I think the consensus would be he's past him because he'd have more rings and he'd have more counting. I think that would be the consensus.
I mean, the culture of counting is epidemic in this country. It really is, because you look at Charles Barkley and where he's ranked amongst the all-time greats, and if he gets that 93 title, he's viewed so totally different. And the only reason he didn't get the 93 title was because the greatest basketball player in the history of the game, or second greatest, whatever you want to call him, was opposing him. So
he's a great.
You're probably right. The consensus would probably say Kobe Bryant was better than Jordan if it ends after those 3 years, but I would still refuse to believe.
All right, man. At a certain point, you gotta look in the mirror.
I refuse. I refuse.
It's like, listen, Kobe's got him on points, rebounds, assists, buckets, like all that. Somebody said, King Kunta is MJ the best ever if Pippen wins a ring with the Blazers? That's interesting too, because again, part of the mystique of Jordan was 1, undefeated, 2, that he's just. Like in his championship years, he lost 3 MVPs, 1 to Barkley, 2 to Malone, and he beat all those guys in the finals. That goes into the mystique. And it was like, yeah, none of these guys were like Rodman won without him, but he was on another dynasty. Like he was a part of another dynasty. So,
yeah.
But Pippen didn't win. Like Longley, Kerr went on to win later, but as a
these are all role player guys.
I was gonna say, yeah, like these are role player guys. So is MJ the best? I would probably say yes. I think that honestly elevates Pippen's status, really. Like if Pippen wins those 6 and then wins a 7th with the Blazers non-MJ ring, I think that pushes him into it's like, okay, Scottie Pippen's a top 15 player. Like if he just won a ring on his own without Jordan.
And he would have beat out the first Shaq Kobe team. That was the game 7 collapse was against the Blazers. Scottie Pippen's Blazers team.
That was, and so who was that in the finals? Was that the Pacers?
The first one was Nets was the first one.
Was it
no
76ers? Somebody tell me who was that first one.
Well, Iverson was the step over was 01.
So it wasn't that one.
No, it must have been. That's the first one because it's 01, then 02's Nets.
01, yep.
03's Blazers. Is that right?
99 was the Spurs. Always in my head, I always said that the Bulls run into the Lakers, but the Spurs were in between there.
Yeah, there was that one strike shortened season.
So Pacers in 2000. So it would be the Blazers going to play that Pacers team in 2000, which they probably if they beat that Lakers team, I think they beat that.
Yeah. That Pacers team was good too, but
great team.
I think that Blazers team at that point, especially getting through that Lakers team, you would just imagine that they would win the title.
Yeah. So if they have that, I think Jordan stays where he is. I think it pushes Pippen into that. Like I'm trying the guys who have won one on their own, like the Dirk range, the KG range, it pushes Pippen like past Barkley, past maybe even like Robinson, I'd say top 20, top 15 to 20 with the defense if he does that.
I also think Pippen was 10 years too early from being fully appreciated. Not even the overshadowing of Jordan, but just how we view two-way wing players like him.
Yeah,
I mean, he was just an incredible defensive player who still poured in 20 plus a night and did a little bit of everything. I think if he came around now, he would be, viewed completely on a higher level than.
Oh, absolutely. Like the thing with him is he made, I think, 8 or 9 straight first defensive teams, but never got the defensive player of the year. So it doesn't quite give him like the dominance because it's like one of those, like people of different eras looking back was like, yeah, Scottie Pippen was like the best perimeter defense like I've ever seen. Like he would have defended any, like LeBron, Larry Bird, Dr. J, you put any of these guys historically on Pippen, and Pippen's going to make them work.
Oh, yeah. And in our era of switchability and every ball screen's getting a switch, he would be the ultimate 1 through 5 defender, especially with the league getting smaller now. Like he couldn't handle, Rudy Gobert switches to the post. Like what's Rudy Gobert going to do with that?
Who could handle Rudy Gobert? I'm trying to – who's – like I feel like there's some Kawhi defensively Pippen, but offensively, I'm trying to think of like a comp now.
A Pippen offensive comp?
Yeah, because it's like I felt like he could run your offense a little bit, few rebounds, decent, like not a great shooter, but I feel like he's probably like third.
I think he's a little better than that. I think like kind of Paul George, honestly. Like I think he's not the greatest shooter, but serviceable enough jump shooter. Can attack the rim. You can run the offense through him. He's going to get boards. He can create for others. Maybe not at the level of, a true, do everything. 3. But that's I don't know. Maybe he's a half a step below Paul George offensively.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's who immediately came to mind for me.
I could see that. Antoine Big Dog Carr is getting busy, which is
just absurd.
Wild. Just wild to say. How many Rudy Gobert jerseys do you think they sold last season? 0. In America,
how many have sold since March 11th or whatever the date was? That's the real question.
No, I bet more have sold as a joke. I bet than
huge uptick in sales. Yeah.
Kukoc is in hell right now. He can't even guard Big Dog Carr.
I sneaky loved Kukoc most.
Kukoc is very good.
Yeah, I was.
He made more than Pippen. Yeah. I'll ask you this since you remember some of those teams. I don't know if you saw yesterday. ESPN did the graphic like you had to beat the 98 Bulls team. They give you $12, which is bullshit.
Okay. I did not see the graphic, but
Yeah, that was the graph. My team was.
Is it on your Twitter?
Yeah, somewhere.
I want to see. But I will listen to your team.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's some. Shaq. I took $5. He was only $5 player there to have beaten Jordan in a series. I'm gonna find the other players.
Okay, I found your chart here.
Okay, yeah. Who are the other $5 players? I'm trying to remember.
All right, it is Malone, which is laughable. O'Neal, Olajuwon, Barkley, and Drexler, another laughable one.
Yeah.
$4 is Reggie Miller, Gary Payton, Mitch Richmond, Joe Dumars, Dikembe Mutombo. $3 is Shrimp, Marley, Sprewell, Glenn Rice, Larry Johnson. $2 of Mark Jackson, Del Curry, Rex Chapman, Sean Bradley, and Charles Oakley. And the $1 is Mario Ellie, Byron Russell, Irvin Johnson, not Magic, the big man.
Not that Johnson.
One. D Brown and Avery Johnson.
Yeah, so you have to beat one. They give you again $12, not the normal $15, which is they should give you like $20 if you're trying to beat Michael Jordan. So for my 12, you tell me what you think. 5, I took Shaq, just because it's going to be Shaq on Rodman. I like the list of players is trash. Brian, it's agreed. There were so many good players that could have been mentioned there that weren't mentioned there. There was no Stockton. There was no Penny Hardaway. There was no like Sean Kemp. There was no like
that $4 row. Other than Gary Payton, was like sneaky trash too.
I think was Dumars $4.
Yeah, and Dumars is a great defensive guard, but like
where's the
$4 player?
That's the thing. He was great, but by that time, I don't even think he was in the league. Am I getting like 88 Dumars for 98?
It does just say the 90 Chicago Bulls. So maybe if you're talking like 91 Joe Dumars, obviously he's better. But
it said 90s. I took it as 98 because it's the last dance, just for the sake of the graphic. So I took Shaq as my $5. Gary Payton is my $4 because at 96 finals he defended Jordan
reasonably as well as someone can do.
Yeah, like the first 3 games, they went down 3-0. Jordan was killing them. Then George Karl put Peyton on him, and Jordan was shooting like 30-something% from the field. So Peyton, and then I've got $3 left. So I take Mario Ellie for $1, 3-and-D. I take D Brown for $1. He's my guard, some 3-and-D, and I take Brian Russell, 3-and-D.
Yeah, I honestly probably would have done the exact same thing. Maybe I would have taken Olajuwon over O'Neal, solely a little more polished in the post at that time, especially in the first half of the decade.
Sure, better defender.
A better defender, exactly. But I think it's one of those two guys. And if you're dipping into the $4 row, honestly, I hate Reggie Miller, and I dislike him even more now as an announcer than as a player. But he always did give the Bulls trouble, and he was feisty. He was he was a big game guy. But I can't imagine taking anyone in that $4 row besides Gary Payton. And then
even Bradley was Bradley what, $4 or $3? It doesn't matter how many dollars, he shouldn't have been there, but I don't know how many dollars.
Sean Bradley was a $2 player, but
unreal.
Yeah, it's absurd. Why is he on the graphic?
Unreal.
I mean, maybe I guess just for the sake of being different. All right, so take your team. I take Olajuwon for 5.
Okay.
I take Larry Johnson for 3.
Okay.
That gives me 8. And just going to try to outsize the Bulls. All right. So that gives me
butt padathon.
Maybe Del Curry to stretch the defense a little bit.
Okay.
But I just thought maybe you can hide him on Ron Harper defensively. And then I take 2 of the 3-and-D guys somewhere like Ellie, Russell, or D Brown. I take 2 of those 3. And I think your team's better, but just to be a little different.
Yeah. I was like, my whole thing, I was like, on offense, we're going to space the floor for Shaq and Gary Payton and shoot threes. Jordan won't know what hit him. And on the other end, we're going to try to bait Jordan into taking 50 mid-range shots.
Yeah. You have to put like a current mindset into your 1990s team.
Yeah. Like we're spacing the floor. We're running some high pick and roll.
We're not backing down from the elbows.
Yeah, no. That's why I was like, no Mark Jackson.
Yeah.
None of this bad man on TV now. Was it the Pacers the only team to get 2 off the 96 Bulls in the regular season? Yeah, they were good. Listen, Jordan makes all 50 easy. I'm fine with that because on the other end, we're taking 33s. We're going to hit 38% of those.
Yeah.
Shaq's going to do Shaq things. Gary Payton was 20-22 a game.
Yeah, the Luke Longley Shaquille O'Neal matchup might be an issue for them.
Yeah, I think that's where
yeah.
Like, and on this team, Rodman came off they closed with Rodman, but Rodman came off the bench.
Yeah, and all right, so I see now it's supposed to be the lineup is Rodman, Kukoc, Pippen, Jordan, Harper. Then I would actually take Shaq over Olajuwon just for the pure size.
Yeah, that's all I went for. I was like, Rodman's great. He's like 225 tops.
Feisty, unbelievable defender. Will probably draw a T or some cheap fouls, but no, absolutely. You'd have to size him to death. And Shaquille O'Neal is the best player to do that with.
Yeah, I like my team to lose in
six
games. Everybody just lost to Jordan in 6. Malone taking some terrible, just some junk shots. PU.
Well, like you said, like earlier, Antoine Carr was giving Tony Kukoc the business.
Yeah,
there were holes. This 98 team was on fumes, and this team wasn't that good. It was literally on the strength of Michael Jordan because even Pippen, like chronic back issues this year.
Yeah. Like Kukoc is the only shooter they had. He's the only person who shoots threes above 30% of their closing five. So I was like, they've got no spacing. I tell Mario Elie just stay with Kukoc. They've just choke off their spacing.
Yeah.
Bait Jordan into posting up D Brown 100 times. He's going to make a lot of them.
Oh, certainly is. He was going to get his 50, but
but over the course of 7 games, we hope that he only beats us in 6. Jordan. He's choking.
Known choker, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Bulls won 61. That was an 8-game drop, which was a 3-game drop from the one before. So this is a 61-win team that had dropped 10 wins in 2 years.
And I'm a huge Jordan guy, but the East was trash. Like, not even to disparage what was going on with these both teams, but
yeah,
I mean this East was down. This was not a good Eastern Conference. You have the Pacers and the Knicks like poking up. Other than that, there wasn't a ton there yet. So 61 games and a down East, it just wasn't the same as 2 years earlier. Like the time really had worn this team down to a nub.
That's what I'm looking for. Let's see the standings that year. Bulls are number 1, of course. Pacers 2. The Heat were 3. Or no, excuse me, the Heat were 2 because the old division stuff made no sense.
Yeah, awful division.
Heat 2, Pacers 3, Hornets, Hawks, Cavs, Knicks, Nets.
Gross.
Yeah, and on the other side, the West had 3 teams that had 60 wins. The Jazz had 62, the Sonic had 61, and the Lakers had 61. To the Bulls' 160-win team. So that's the disparity level we're talking to.
Yeah. What were the back end of the standings?
For the East?
Yeah, for the East.
East is 9 seed on is Wizards, Magic, Pistons, Celtics 12 seed, Bucks, 76ers, Raptors.
Sounds about right.
The worst team in the league that year was the Nuggets, who won 11 games.
That Antonio McDyess?
That's good, guy. 11-71. Mike D'Antoni was an executive on this team, which is good. Who the hell was on?
No, McDyess was not there yet.
No, yeah, this is the Johnny Newman, LaFonso Ellis.
Oh, LaFonso Ellis. I love Fonz.
Yeah, I just like LaFonso Ellis.
Bobby Jackson. Was it Bobby Jackson?
And the next year they got Rafe LaFrentz, so it was all worth it. 20. So I'm gonna say 2013 Spurs beats these Bulls in 5. Now refresh which was that 2013? That's
the one that lost to the Heat, right?
I was gonna say one will always get those two confused.
Or
that wasn't really. I thought the team that rolled the Heat, whichever year that was, they might beat this 98 Bulls team. because they were a fucking machine.
Yeah. Especially with you had the chip on the shoulder factor that they had too.
Oh,
After the Allen shot from the previous year.
Duncan just lost his wife that summer too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that whole thing.
I'll never forget that. Yeah, Pippen's salary 97.90 was a whopping 2.78. He legit signed that deal in like 1990, like before any of the championships. He signed like a 7-year deal because he grew up like really poor. He wanted some security. And allegedly, Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner of the Bulls, told him, was like, don't sign this deal. Like, I'm going to offer it to you, but don't sign it, because if you sign it, you're going to complain and I'm not going to redo it. And Pippen was like, no, just give me the security. He took it and then was pissed for like
years.
I feel like the first 3 he was fine. The last, I think this year they said he was like the 70-something like highest paid player in the league.
That's insane. You have Jordan making literally
15
times more than you.
Somebody said 04 Pistons. 04 Pistons against this, it's interesting. They just,
I don't know.
It's just one of those.
Tayshaun Prince is kind of like what you would ideally want to defend a Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see it.
That's what I'm saying. I'll say, I mean, it's a
where are the points coming from? Where are the points to score the game to beat this Bulls team coming from?
I think you figure like who do Jordan and Pippen guard?
I think
Billups and Hamilton.
Rip and Billups.
Yeah. So I feel like it's the other. I feel like
Sheed
and Tayshaun got to have a good series. Yeah.
Okay, so Tayshaun's going to hit his at the time 4 corner threes at the most. How the game was played.
Corner 2.
Cool. Yeah, that's 12 points. Awesome. And yeah, I do think Sheed would be a problem for Rodman, but you don't think a 98 Dennis Rodman could get under the skin of Rasheed Wallace?
I feel like they get under each other's skin. Like I don't even
for
know.
sure.
Like I don't even know what's the advantage. Like they both get thrown out. I don't know. Like who?
Yeah. No, that getting under Rodman's skin isn't detrimental to the Bulls because he wasn't that important, I should say.
I'll say that, but also I don't like getting under Sheed's skin. That like they're used to attack. Like that.
Yeah, they might as well start with one.
We'll just spot you free throws in the ball.
Yeah.
Some 04 Pistons. They want to get ran out of the building, but I don't know if that's a good matchup for them.
I also think Ben Wallace's greatness on defense is kind of lost in a series like this. He was an unbelievable defender, but it's just not the series for him. There's not
I'll say this. I think honestly, if you go Rodman Wallace, because that's the one, it's like Rodman's gonna try to get into Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace is the one that's not playing those games. You're not gonna get under his skin. He's just getting 16 rebounds and
that's gonna happen for sure. But I guess I'm more worried about the offensive side of the ball for the Pistons, because that Pistons team was winning finals games in the 80s, and this Bulls team had Michael Jordan winning finals games in the 80s. You know, to me, like that's, if you're gonna play a game in the 80s, the team with Michael Jordan is gonna win that game.
Yeah, Derek Kuger said it here. Jordan on Billups and Pippen on Hamilton, they would not be able to score. I think that's generally how it would go.
Yeah,
it would just be too difficult for the Pistons to like even get to like, I don't even know, like 75 points. And the lower the score, the better it is for Jordan, because Jordan's like, if I get my 40, the other guy, they can come up with 30 points. So Kerr's playing a lot of minutes here. Howard Isley's playing a lot of early minutes here. Jerry Sloan before Darren Williams ran them off.
Yeah, noted players coach.
Yeah. Durant Curry got these Bulls. I'll say this: either one of those Durant Curry teams winning this one in 5.
Oh yeah. Especially, I mean, it's tough because like right there, a long 2 foot, your heels on the line, 2-pointer. Like if you're if you can't put modern day basketball mindset into this Bulls team, they might lose to every finals team since
they should lose to this year's Robin.
Yeah, exactly. No, honestly, possibly. PJ Tucker just giving hell.
So Pippen guards Durant. Who does Jordan guard? Curry.
And
so that's what I'm saying. You got nobody for Clay. That Ron Harper for Clay. That's not enough.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And Ron Harper was a good defender, a really good defender.
Yeah, he was, but it's different chasing
Yeah.
Clay off screens like that all game, and dude who doesn't want to dribble and has the quickest release in basketball.
07 Spurs was that the Steven Jackson year?
That 07 Spurs, that was, I think, the weakest of there.
If that's the
I don't
Steven
think
Jackson year, I'd take this Bulls team. If
Yeah.
it was, there's a couple.
that was the one that beat that terrible Cavs team that LeBron dragged to the finals. Like that should go on LeBron's resume, getting that team to the finals.
It goes on there, but it's a bad thing. I think it's something interesting, which I just thought of. I'm sure it's been discussed. I've just never thought of it. Of this 97-98 team, if they come back next year, they run smack dab into the lockout season Spurs, which David Robinson was still good.
Real good.
Duncan was Tim Duncan. I think that team annihilates this Bulls team.
I mean, the Twin Towers like that, this Bulls team never really ran up against, especially the second three-peat team.
Mm-hmm.
That would certainly cause defensive issues, without a doubt. And they had enough ball handling and Sean Elliott wing scoring and stuff. That would have been a difficult matchup.
That's on. Let's see. Yeah, Duncan was 22 and 11 a night. Robinson, Elliott, Johnson, and Ellie, and Jaren Jackson Sr. Steve Kerr was on that team. Yeah, Will Perdue was on that team. I think that's the team because people say like the 94 and 95 Rockets would have beat this Bulls team. I don't believe that. I really in looking back at it, I don't believe that. I think one of those two Rockets teams wins, just purely how things disintegrated for the Warriors. Just fatigue
and attrition. I just think it happens. I'm not saying matchup on paper that is one that makes sense, but I just think the grind of what would at that point be 4 and 5 years of that, I think the Rockets would just get one because they were a good team.
See, that's I think over the course, I think fatigue would be a bigger enemy than the Rockets, but it's just going if you just go year by year of it. 94, it was Hakeem Olajuwon and Otis Thorpe was the second second leading scorer on that Rockets team.
Yeah,
Bulls winning that in 5, maybe 6.
Maybe 6.
I'll give him 5 because it takes like a Barkley Malone MVP type, and maybe that's Hakeem. But
that's 5, Hakeem.
Maybe okay. So maybe we'll give him 6. The next year, their big addition was Clyde Drexler, who Michael Jordan is not afraid of in the least bit. He could not be less afraid of Clyde.
No, it actually might have hurt the Rockets to have Clyde Drexler on that team.
That's what I'm saying. So, again, I mean, 8 years straight at that time when it wasn't really being done is insane. But I need to know, is Otis Thorpe going crazy one year? Is Drexler getting even one year? Because I don't see it. And I think they get those. Maybe they don't get 2 on the back end. Like maybe we're not talking about this 98 team.
Yeah, I guess you might be right where the Rockets don't steal one of those two.
Jumper, yeah.
But and then that means Seattle gets a title instead or something like that. You might be right.
I was going to say, it cuts it on the other end because for 97-98, that's Jazz twice.
Which was it was the repeat Rockets that were the 6th seed, right? The first Rockets team was the good one, right? Or the better, league wise.
I think so, because even then, I think wasn't one of those years weren't the Knicks the favorite, and they made it to the finals, but I think I could be wrong.
No, okay, so the repeat team, the second team was the 47-35 team that swept the Magic in a deceivingly close sweep. That you could make the case that was the better team, even though they finished the 6th seed. I don't remember enough to know if they were just mailing it in the regular season or what, or how that team finished.
I think that was the getting used to Clyde Drexler. That was some of it. Now I also think, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Maloney was their starting point guard. So again, it's I just need to know. Of those 2 years, I think Jordan wins those 2s. And 96, I think maybe the Sonics one is the last one instead of the first one of a three-peat. And maybe 97 Jazz, 98 Jazz, maybe one of those 2 years they catch him slipping. I think that's more likely because of those two Rockets teams. If Jordan is still like there and motive, I just don't see it.
So I think if Jordan doesn't take those 2 years off, the Bulls make 8 finals and win 6 of them, and however you want to divvy those up. I think 2 from attrition happen. I think 2 losses, whoever you want to give them to.
Oh, it's Michael Jordan.
Sure, you giving wild takes?
No,
Yeah.
very.
I was reading the chat. I heard there were some off-color takes, perhaps.
Yeah, I slandered the 14s. I think that was an issue.
I'm wearing them right now. How dare you?
Good. Trash.
Get his ass.
Trash. How dare they design a car off of a Ferrari?
Okay, I'll ask you this, Mick, coming in hot. We've been talking mostly like Jordan just like winning 3 and retiring was insane at the time. But now it's like LeBron's got 3, Magic's got 3, Steph's got 3. Like people have 3. You're not like the greatest of all time for having 3. So if Jordan stayed retired after the first one, who's considered a better player all time, he or Kobe?
I think one part of like these arguments we get all the time. I mean, we just had this the other day. It's just
We have them
like,
every day.
But this specific one, like, well, what would have happened if he had just stayed?
Right.
Because how old was he when he hung at 30? Or he came back at 30?
He 91. He retired at 30.
Okay,
Came back
so
at
he was
32.
32?
Yeah, 33, 34, 35, I think.
Yeah, 30. Retiring at 30 is still a lot of meat on that bone. And it's not like he won and then like retired with injury either. He just retired.
Well, the thing, and we talked about this too, it wasn't necessary. Like Magic played like 10 years, Bird played like 10 years. Magic or Jordan to that point had like 84 to 93, 8 or 9 years. It might have just been like, that's just what we play now.
No, for sure. But Bird left because he broke his back building a driveway, and Magic got the bug. Like it was like Jordan didn't do either of those things.
But listen, Isaiah didn't have either of those things. He played like 9. Like guys just didn't play a long time then.
Well, he was a tiny fella.
It had, but I'm saying that's 3 different guys. Magic
On the
was
other side of it, though, it was like Kareem played like 30 years,
and that's
so like they had both.
They did, but I'm saying like that's 3 guys right there who got maybe a decade. So I don't think like a lot of meat on that bone. Kareem was the exception. Those guys were the norm at the time. Now LeBron, now you're playing 15, 16 years. That's what you're expected to do.
Yeah.
So would you have Kobe as is or Jordan if he just retired after 93?
I think we might get like a lot more like Shaq hype. And it's also, because like what if Hakeem wins that too, but then what happens this like 96, 97? Like who wins those? I think that's part of the argument too.
I agree. I mean, but again, as is, I feel like regardless, Kobe might have more than 5 because he might get one of those that's available. I think Kobe would be seen as a better player. Trigg said he thinks Jordan would be.
I think, well, my point is it reaches the point of like accumulation of stats. And obviously the extra years alone, Kobe's stats are already, I don't want to say dwarfing, but significantly better than Jordan's. But you add the extra, subtract 3 years of that, it's going to be even more drastic. But my argument is always going to be peak. I'm a peak guy, and that's you're just not going to beat Michael Jordan's peak. And I think you can make the case that those 3 years are the 3 of the greatest years a basketball player has ever played, and it just happened to be the same basketball player for each of those 3. You know what I mean? So, and I do discount to some level Kobe's first 3 because of Shaq. This was my whole argument at the start of it. So I still have Jordan better. I do think probably the public would at that point give it to Kobe, but
because if in that way it would probably be like how it went from Dr. J to Jordan. It would be like, oh yeah, this is the natural progression. This is the next guy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like he had it for a little bit. That's like, and I feel like right now, like Duncan probably would have had it. LeBron would probably comfortably like if 3 are
Duncan should have had it. It just didn't like in his own era. So I don't even know that we would have given it to him.
Well, I mean,
that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, Duncan was better than Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Duncan was better than Kobe Bryant.
He had a better career than Shaq. But like it is
Correct.
what it is. He just doesn't get the
If you do it boringly without pizzazz,
Yeah, some Allen. Did Jordan ever have significant injuries? The only one I know of was year 2. He broke his foot
Yeah.
and missed at like 60, 65 games. Outside of that, I feel like he was good for like 80, 82 games, 38 minutes. Like that, they were just durable then.
It said something like during this stretch, he missed 3 total games.
Yeah,
like this
like
3-peat, 3 total games over the whole 3 years.
Like that's why it's so funny. People now, like when you hear old people talk about load management, this shit really just did not exist here. Like you played 40 minutes a game, you played every single game back to back. You played 4 games in 5 nights. It was a man's league.
Played through 101 degree fevers.
Yeah, I wonder why 3 of the best 20 players of all time played 9 years, and that's it. Wow.
I wish Larry Bird just hired someone. Just hire someone. You have the funds. Just do it.
I wish Magic roped it up, but I mean, he did. What are you gonna do?
Well, he also could have just the NBA could have just been like, yeah, no, we've put in a little research. You can't just catch it from a high 5. Like that probably would.
Did we know that at the time?
I don't think everyone was just like, oh boy, he's gay. And that's why they didn't let him play. Like that was right. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was them two were kissing in the showers with Michael Cooper crying next to him. Yeah, it was a bunch. It was just really dumb. But yeah, I'm glad Jordan came back. But it is very funny that he took a year and a half off, came back, and was just like, I'm going to win 3 more and then retire again.
Well, we talked about that some too. It's like I think that's the interesting part. If he never retires, I think he beats the Rockets 94-95. But I think by 97-98, those two that's where I think the fatigue is, because they just showed. Pippen played, I think, 40 games this season. He was in the locker room earlier this game for his back.
He was. Yeah, I was watching.
So it's like that's the year I think they break down. And then the next year, like we talk a lot about that, how the Bulls would fare against the Rockets team. Next year was that Duncan and Robinson team. I think that Spurs team washes this Bulls like with the fatigue. They're on their last fumes here against Karl Malone. And he's Karl Malone.
Well, let's talk about if the Jazz win those 2 with Jordan stayed retired. What does that do for Malone? Like, where's he in the all-time? Like, you're talking about a guy from the Dream
Team. I think Antoine Big Dog Carr is the best player of all time. You'll get no argument here.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that this is true.
We talked about this. I don't know about that. I don't believe his father was due to the gambling thing. But this is him.
That almost makes it worse.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think it was really bad. That's just me. I go back and forth on this one. I kind of do because, again, just winning for a maniacal competitor. He's like 3. I've won 3. There's nothing more to do.
Right.
Like Bill Russell is just like, no, we're good, Coos. Like we've got 3. Like we're 3. We're good. We've got 3. So but I do think, and Trig said it before you hopped on. Like the winning, the being tired, and his father dying, like all within that span. I think that's what led to he's like, I got to get away. I got to do something.
And Tyler said it like you've never heard a peep out of a story that MJ didn't pay a tab other than the conspiracy theory that his father was killed because of gambling debt.
Known debt squelcher, Michael Jordan. Like you've never heard that.
That's a good point.
He's the greatest basketball player to ever play. It's 25 years removed. How would we not have heard something at this point have come out about it? I mean, unless it literally was David Stern having Michael Jordan in his living room and saying this is the deal, 18 months. That would be the only case because it's only 2 people and now one of them is no longer with us.
Right. I
don't think you could just get rid of the greatest basketball player ever. I don't know. I have a hard time believing it.
From Stern's point of view, it's like, listen, I think it's terrible this guy is addicted to gambling. On my side of the coin, he's the best player ever. I need him playing game. I want him playing every single game possible. Unless, somebody alluded to it here, unless they thought out or found he was betting on the Bulls. If they thought he was betting that's where Stern might have been like, hey, man, like that, listen, that can't happen. We cannot have this get out.
Now that is the better conspiracy theory, in my opinion. If you want to say it was like a low key Pete Rose situation,
Yeah.
I'll buy
key.
that. I'll buy that more than it was a suspension because the dude wasn't paying golf bets or whatever, you know?
Right.
Well, if he was betting on the Bulls, that's where I could see the mob playing into that. Like, hey, he's like, I shot 45% last night. Like, we need you to shoot 37. And he's just
Right.
he's like too good to tank.
I can't.
Get the flu. He's like, okay.
Right. He's too good to tank. And they're like, get it to you, Baldy.
You miss it. They had like starting this game, they had like literal fireworks inside, like
Oh, yeah, I
multiple. Oh, I was gonna say they had, this is game 6. The Jazz are down. Like they're not. It's not like if we win, we knock off Michael Jordan. No, if you win, you play him again here. But why are there fire? What do you do for game 7?
Probably more fireworks.
Yeah, Pip is down bad.
I don't know, because Tyler, he was the greatest Batman of all time. He carried Jordan to this ring.
Oof. Boy, oh boy. What if that's what comes out of this? People are like, you know what? We undersold Jordan. That Pippen, not that good. Right? Yeah. Rebounding's bad now. So, like, what did he really do?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm all in on it being like, no, Jordan carried these guys against this Titan, this Thanos-like creature, Carmelo.
I'll say this.
Who did he just roast in the post there? Was that Longley? Who was defending him because that was like Trig level post defense. Who's the big on the floor for him? I can't make up the number. Is it Longley? Because that was atrocious.
It's like Luke.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't close with the 5 or with the 1. Frozen envelope. That's another one. It's like, listen, maybe Stern was just really good at keeping this stuff close to vest. Everybody thinks it was a frozen envelope. Nobody can prove it.
When you pressure Stern about these things, or when you could, Jim Rome learned the hard way. He's like, listen, you beat your wife. Like, he wouldn't even keep it on the same subject.
He don't play that shit.
Yeah,
the Pusha T method.
Right. Yeah. Stern's just like you've never even beat your wife. He's already just like Photoshop the police reports that didn't exist. Like he knows what he's doing. Yeah. No, David Stern. Listen, all respects to the dead, but that guy knew what he was doing when it came to covering up the frozen envelope. That's not even that just happened. Like I don't even.
Yeah, I was gonna say then, if it's any conspiracy involving Stern, that's right, because he's like the one person. Like you talk about somebody that mums the word and I believe it, David Stern.
Right.
I'm not. I'm not a conspiracy guy, and I don't think it's even a conspiracy. The next thing was the NBA wanted Patrick Ewing on the New York Knicks.
They could have done it no better way than a frozen envelope.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there was even conspiracy that it wasn't even frozen. There was just like a little bend in the corner of the envelope, and all they had to do is because they were doing it literally. They put 7 envelops in a basket, and the dude just had to reach it. Like, come on, like that's
how they decided who got the number 1 pick in the
a generational talent, or what was expected to be
picking lottery numbers. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I think this is a great question. Who's going to catch the most strays in this documentary? I mean, I've already seen a lot of Krause.
Krause
shit on.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if those are strays. Those are going to be pretty direct.
Those are on site. Like you are hey, fatty. Buddy on Moron Mountain. That's not a coincidence.
No, that's true.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's Jerry Krause. Yeah.
That's true.
True. Good point. I didn't even piece that together. That's true. Yeah. Jordan's actually the best comedy writer of our generation.
It's Jerry Krause. Like,
it was originally just like Spaceship Mountain. Jordan's like, no, I will not do the movie.
No, I think it was one of those things. Like they said to get him to do it, they knew they had like one pitch. They just had to get it right. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, I knew I was going to ask for something I didn't think they could give. He was like, so I said I wanted a like under the ground state-of-the-art arena, and they gave that. And he was like, fuck, I didn't think they did. I feel like part of their pitch was like, listen, you can have input on these characters. We got a really dopey GM. He's like, a dopey GM, huh?
Can he be fat?
Yeah. Make him short too. Short. Wow.
I don't know if these are strays either. The director of the doc says Isaiah's going to be pissed. Yeah, no fucking shit.
Yeah, that's not a stray. That's not a stray at all.
I'm trying to strays.
I heard Scotty Burrell how hard Jordan is on him shines through in the doc because I guess he's a
Was it
rookie
on
this year.
Burrell or was it on? Was he talking about Jordan just being angry at other players on the team? Because Burrell wasn't like a rookie now.
I thought I don't know. Maybe I misheard or misremember or whatever. But I thought Scotty like how hard Jordan was on him because of perceived lack of work ethic and whatever. But you have a maniac as the lead role here, so
that's why I think it's going to be. I think Scotty is going to catch the most strays because it's going to be like it's going to be backhanded compliments. He's like, everybody in this room is playing like shit except for me. Scotty's only halfway playing like a bitch, and everybody else is thinking it up. Like it's gonna be one of those. And Scotty's like, I got 17 points. Like,
do we know what Jordan's perception of the contract dispute and everything with Pippen was at that time? Like, was Jordan on Pippen's side during all this? Because that might prevent some of that catching strays.
From what I know, he was on. I mean, he was like the deal. You signed the deal, whatever. But he was on the side because Pippen was such a great asset. He was really great for so cheap. That's why Jerry Krause was like, "I'm gonna flip him for Sean Kemp or the pick to become McGrady or all that." And every time Jordan was like, "No, like if you do that, I'm out." So to that extent, he was on his side. But I mean, I don't think he was like, "Yeah, get this guy more money," because up until the last 2 years, he was getting underpaid.
Yeah.
Right? So,
but yeah, because of all the time. Lost due to injury this year for Pippen and stuff. It could be easily viewed as Scotty's using this contract dispute and his back's bothering him, but he could play through this if he was happy type thing. And that could go two ways. That could be, Jordan could view that as, I don't blame him. We're going to get to the playoffs and he'll be fine. Or Jordan could view that as like the most egregious thing you could possibly do. So Pippen could definitely wear it.
I was going to say, I feel like at this point, everybody knew it was like whatever happened, it's not going to be for the Bulls anymore. Like Phil was like, I know I'm out, and Jordan was like, if Phil's out, I'm out. Pippen's like, I'm looking for money. So it's like everybody knows, however it ends here, it's still ending.
Imagine fucking this up.
Yeah, like
two top 25 players all time. One of them is one.
Fuck it up. They got Tyson Chandler and Eddie Curry. They did fine, Nick. Come on.
Right.
Marcus Fizer. Come on.
There's another good question while you're gone. Somebody asked if Pippen won a title with the Trailblazers, which was that next year, what does that do to Jordan's legend? And I said, I don't think it touches. I said, I think it raises Pippen's. Like, I think it jumps him from where you said top 25. I think it jumps him to it's like, yeah, Pippen was a top 15 guy. Everybody knows if he has another ring on his own, 7 and 1 without Jordan.
Yeah, it would raise him. I think it's kind of like the same Brady winning with the Bucks that you've been throwing at me for several weeks now. Like, I think if you believe that, it would have to dent Jordan's a little.
Sure. Well, that's the thing. I think it raises it, right? That's why I was like, I don't think Jordan's touch. I think it just raises.
I think it was both. I think like it just they could be a little closer. Like Jordan, I think it's like, yeah, no, that guy was nice. He's like top 3.
I'll say the difference is like if he keeps playing while the other team wins, this one Jordan just quit. He's like, I don't care who wins. Right. I'm not playing.
Right. Well, I think immediately too he comes back in 2000 with maybe the Lakers. I don't even know.
Once the Pip was weak on those teams, the first couple of years that's not true because those Blazers teams were, of course, and Pippen was good. So later on, probably. But
did he go to the Rockets too?
Oh yeah, him and Barkley were like 80. Yeah.
What a wild
that first year or first 2 year Pippen Blazers team was those teams were good and Scottie Pippen was still a good player. He may not have been an elite level player, but he was still a good.
He held together the Jailblazers. Like he was their veteran presence in a non joking way.
I get Jordan had his impact on the league. I don't think that's a crazy take. Feel free to rein me in if I'm talking reckless.
Cut this guy's vine.
He came in right after Bird and Magic, 2 notoriously not big men. Like they both guard forwards. And Magic, of course, was playing some center out of necessity sometimes, but he was a guard.
Mm.
So I think he made it more ISO than anything. Like Magic and Bird's whole thing was like, let's whip the ball around. We don't care who scores, just get the best shot.
Yeah.
They brought movement back into it, but I think it was already trending away from big men by the time he took it over.
Yeah, movement inside of a 14-foot bubble around the rim, but yes,
Right.
movement all the same.
Yeah, I think it just further confirmed. It's like, okay, it doesn't have to be a big man. It can be a 6'9" point guard or the 6'8" white guy shooter, or it can be the 6'6" shooter. Like, it just shows it can. And again, Shaq came back and was like, no, it can still be a big man. Like,
I was gonna say he's the second most popular player in the league now. During this game.
Like let's not get confused.
Right, and Iverson's 2 years into the league. Like I don't know. I think it was always going to trend further out. There were 3 points. So how could it be?
And nobody realized it's 53-51 in the third quarter of the NBA Finals.
To be fair, though, it ends like 101-100, doesn't it? Isn't that the final score?
Quadruple overtime. Get some. Oh, he lost it. Look at this man. Can't even dribble.
He's on the outs.
Glad this old man retired a year too long.
Tyler, I know this doesn't have anything to do with this game, although it was probably around the same time.
Sure.
You blogged it today. Can you imagine someone giving up an entire draft to trade up for Saquon Barkley?
Boy, oh boy. Listen, it was more than an entire draft.
I know.
Literally more, because they wanted every pick they had. Washington didn't have a second round, or excuse me, Saints didn't have a second round pick. They said, what about our first and third next year? Deal.
This is unreal between Rodman and
right. Just going back and forth at it.
Watch these two assholes.
But this is the second time. This is the second ass Patterson they've minimum.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look at this. I mean, this is like a bad Chris Farley movie. It just unfolds in the middle of the NBA Finals.
What did they call? It must have been something on Rodman. Tech.
I think
nothing.
I think the ref just blew his whistle and said, "Fellas."
Like, yeah, guys. Yeah.
Imagine Belichick with all those picks. That's all he's ever wanted was another team's entire draft for no reason. That's all he's ever wanted.
The Bengals got offered that, and I think instead of a first and third, I think it was their first and the first again the next year, and they turned it down to take Akili Smith because Mike Brown was like, "Nah, we don't do that trading down from up high."
Those are the Jazz Mountains.
Yeah, I was gonna say, somebody they were just practice for their WCW days. I forgot these guys were actual professional wrestlers. Like, imagine, if Draymond Green and Pascal Siakam turned up at WrestleMania.
Listen, they might. That happens all the time.
I mean, one of those sports still exists.
True. Yeah, I was thinking that earlier too. We're at 98, still no score constantly on the screen.
I feel like we're getting warmer, and then every time we turn on a new game and no dice.
Like, I really think it had to do with the fact that people just weren't distracted and just knew the score.
Yeah.
I think it's a good logic, but I think they still could have had both.
The first year the New York Times went to digital was the first year they started showing it all the time. Yeah. It's like, we'll never have the people's eye again.
Someone said wristbands stink. I don't know. There was always something about Jordan. Like, Iverson's used to say wristbands stink. Yeah.
Like, I think it was cool to pull it off.
That's really right. That's all it is.
Yeah, they stink on Karl Malone because he's not cool. Like
Dennis, when Dennis Rodman came to our office, I don't even know if we've told this before, but when he came to the office, he didn't do mixtapes. He didn't want to talk basketball. So whoever pitched him mixtape on our behalf did a terrible job. But he sent his people up like a good 10, 15 minutes before he got there. And his guy was just like very serious. Like, when he comes in, everyone's going to like stand up and bow for him. we were like, we're absolutely not going to do that, and we didn't.
One of the few times I was in the office, yeah.
Yeah, you were there. And it was
The
just,
old office, yeah.
it was HQ2. It was a wild scene because it's like, hey, that's Dennis Rodman, and then he was just like, I've arrived. And
Yeah,
we're
no,
all
he
just
was like stopped. It was like stop for applause. Stop for applause. Somebody, one person clapped. What, like Trent or something? Like somebody.
I think it was
clapped.
Nate. I think it was
Nate,
Nate.
yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, probably Eric. Yeah, yeah. Golf clap. Poor Brian Russell. They showed him during the intros, and I was like, little does he know, man.
Well, let's talk about it before we get there because there's still some time. Where do you stand on push off?
No.
Hey, he pushed off. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's Game 6 of the NBA Finals. You're not ever going to call that.
Yes, I agree.
I don't think he did.
I think some of it was balanced too. I think
Dick Bavetta agrees.
Yeah, history's on my side here. But like a push off, we see push offs are so commonplace today. Like his arm never extends. Like he has his arm on him for sure. But if Jordan wanted to push Byron Russell, like he would have, and he
did.
But I'm saying he stopped. Like he stopped, and also what probably should have been the call is kick ball. Russell kicks the shit out of the ball when he crosses back over. I don't know how Jordan even maintained possession.
He was probably. It might have been Russell's whole strategy. That's all along. He's like, listen, I'm not arguing push off. I'm not arguing offensive foul. Kick ball.
Yeah. Kick ball. Reset the clock.
Yeah, 22 years later.
It's like, what?
Adam Silver's like, you know what? He's right. I have to award the Jazz the title. Like, for some reason.
Of a kick ball. It's like, the ball still have possession. He's like, no.
This is game 5. It was like, yeah. It's like, nope. That's it. Game 7. Yeah.
Tatum pushed PJ more than Jordan.
Yeah, both were pushed offs. Would not have called either one of them. Big Dog Carl was putting in work earlier.
I mean, you talk about cool. Antoine, Big Dog Carr.
With those glasses, too. Oof.
All of it.
They were Malone and Stockton away, man, because the warm-ups were fire.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the Mitchell and Ness shorts because I've wanted something from this era Jazz for forever, but there's not a single cool player on the team that they made merchandise for. So I had to wait until they dropped the shorts just so I could buy something.
The white ones or the purple ones?
The purple ones. The White Mountains.
Very strong.
You waited to get the Go Bears.
Like the whole Utah Jazz, like with the mountains and the word jazz on it, it feels very like a meme one of us would make. Just like doesn't make any fucking sense. Like the word jazz over this like mountainscape is just like my first day
as the jazz graphic designer.
Yeah, so here's I'm graphic design's my passion. Just the word jazz over some mountains. Like what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Who is the best nickname of all time for a basketball player? I think we all agree that the servant's in the mix.
Yeah, the servants. Durant.
I think the answer is incredible.
The answer is great. Dr. J is great.
Dr. J is good.
Iceman.
Dr. J is so good you don't even like when I was thinking of nicknames, didn't even cross my mind because I think
his
that
name.
is his legal government name.
Dr. Jones, yes. Carmel Cat, yeah.
Earl Monroe has the best. If you want to go depth with how many nicknames a person has,
he's got If you just get one person's set of nicknames, easily Earl the Pearl, Black Jesus, the Lord's Prayer. Good Lord, are you kidding me?
He was in the Rolls Royce backcourt.
Yeah, he was. Imagine being Clyde Frazier and being the less cool guy.
Why were nicknames like so much better back then? Why can't we come up with a good nickname now?
They try.
I think it's like rap names. Like we used all the good ones. We've run out of the we can't repurpose them.
I think we can though. Like rap, maybe you can't because two guys recorded the same thing. If there's a Dr. J in 1972, like we can have another Dr. J now.
I wouldn't want to be the next one. That's a lot to live up to.
Black Magic, Einstein, the Lord's Prayer.
The Lord's Prayer is just incredible.
The Lord's Prayer is tremendous. That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, Earl the Pearl. I'll say The only way Dr. J has to announce the next Dr. J, and that could go
Okay.
very well or very poorly.
Yeah,
He's like,
Magic.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I think it's Dr. James Wiseman. I think he's next. Yeah, Magic gets to anoint the next Magic.
Magic's incredible. Penny's really good too.
Penny Strong. We also had a great like Shaq and Kobe. Great names that don't need nicknames.
Yeah.
Don't tell that to Shaq.
Listen, I wouldn't tell anything to Shaq. He wouldn't listen. Yeah, like what's Scottie Pippen's nickname? He didn't really have a
No tipping.
yeah. I was like, yeah, you either get a bad. I'd rather have no nickname than no tipping.
Without question. I don't want to pat my own self on the back too hard here, but is Scary Terry the best in like recent basketball history?
Recent? What's even recent? Nobody has fucking.
The last
nicknames.
like decade.
Yeah. Everyone's just initials now, so it's not a high bar to clear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I'm not trying to pat myself too hard, but I do think it's in the running.
Yeah, no, it's definitely up there.
Sure. Touchdown Terry Wilson. Maybe Terry's just a great name for nicknames.
Yeah.
Admiral. Round mound of rebound. Yeah.
I mean, Night Train Lane's incredible.
Oh.
Dame Dallas stinks.
That's like-
Get out of my
that's like-
face.
That's like the 60s too. We can't recycle Night Train for some like hard hitting safety right
that's
now.
what I'm saying.
Come on.
Time Lords and Guru. Shout out the riffs, man. Time
Jamal
Lords.
Jamal Night Train Adams. It'd be a fire poster though.
It'd be so good.
Somebody got
I think we saw nicknames go down as those posters stopped coming out. I think that's really what it was.
We need those Costco Brothers 1980s posters back. That's
Yeah,
what we need.
We need the Jim McMahon with the pistol on.
Tech Nine. Yeah.
See, I disagree. Zion has the potential to have a great. No, he doesn't. His name's Zion already.
Yeah.
Like
He's in the Shaq Kobe class.
Greek Freak's all right, but there's a little bit of
Pretty good, yeah.
xenophobia there because people are like, I'm not pronouncing that fucking shit.
Listen, you know a great nickname that will not catch on or didn't and would never now? AK-47.
Oh,
Let's call
so
it
good.
Let's
So
call him
good.
white AK.
The Russian.
Let's call a Russian guy who wears the number 47 and his initials are
Let's
AK.
call it.
Like, come on. That's God's gift to basketball.
That's why I wish Alvin Kamara would go to 47, but I get it. You can't be.
What's he, 41?
Yeah, you can't be in New Orleans named AK-47. Put him out with gold teeth. That's just not how it's gonna work out. Obi Toppin. I can't decide if I like that name or not. I go back and forth.
Which you
No
froze
stalker?
up. Obi Toppin. It sounds like a really good like porn star name. Like if you're
Male
on a
or
strip,
female, like would
if
you?
it doesn't female.
Okay.
Like it's like if Superhead's prodigy, Obi Toppin.
Real name, no gimmicks.
Yeah. If you're just at a strip club and you're just like coming up next to Obi Toppin.
You're staying.
Nah,
Yeah, you're staying.
OD Toppin. OD Toppin is the. That's the born name.
Obadiah Toppin is.
Yeah.
Yeah, OG's got a great just name. That's just his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is his name?
Oscar Grouch. No, no. Now let me see. What is OG's name?
I don't like Spider Mitchell, but it's burst some strong shoes.
Ogua? I don't know. I know I'm not. OGUGUA and Ananobi Jr. But OG is fire.
Yeah.
Frankie. Frankie. Big Penguin. That's terrible.
I'm a big Juice guy. Everyone knows that, but
Yeah.
that's also not
That's
like the
his-
most original.
Yeah.
Isn't that his actual nickname though? Don't his friends call him Juice?
He's been Juice since. That's why people, when I started like calling him Juice, it was because there was an interview on CSN. There was Kyle Draper talking to him, and he was like, "You don't have a nickname yet." Like this is like his rookie year. He was like, "What if we called you like the big chess piece since you're smart?" And he was like, "That fucking," and he was pushing the poet, and Jen was like, "That." He was like, "That really fucking stinks." He was like, growing up. Where's he? He's zone 8. Where's he from?
I don't know. I saw he's from Marietta. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever zone. He was like, growing up, everyone called me Juice. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna like if that's what people call him. And people were saying like, oh, you're trying to push this on him. I was like, no, I'm not. This is his nickname.
I had definitely heard that too. Whether it was I saw the same interview as you or just saw it on Celtics Twitter.
He fucking wears hoodies that say like that he makes that say juice on them. Like it's not, yeah, exactly. He's got a clothing line that's juice with this, like it's a thing. Like it's not something I made up. I wish I did because he likes it, but no, it's all him.
Brian Raymond, who has the worst nickname in the last 10 years? The Beard. They call this man by his facial hair.
Yeah, but it's got him endorsements, so I can't even say it. It's the servant. It's the servant in a wash.
I think the Beard's worse, man.
It's not
servant,
good.
What makes the servant bad is like Durant was like, yes, I want you to call me this. Beard was just like, yeah, that guy's a beard. Let's call him that. Yeah. Brody, I don't. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I wish you went by like Donatello or one of the Ninja Turtles. That'd be strong.
I like that Jalen Rose was trying to push Iceberg Slim on young KD, and I always like that. I'm a Jay-Z fan too. I just liked it, and it never took. I thought that would have been way better than the Slim Reaper or Durantula or the Servant. Yeah,
no, he's not gonna name himself after murder or an old pimp.
I know, but he should have.
I get it.
Should have.
No, listen, 100%. If he's Iceberg Slim right now, everybody likes it.
Oh,
if his at is instead of KD like Trey, it's just Iceberg, just at Iceberg. Come on, man. Or like Iceberg 35 or something like that.
Come on,
nobody arguing with there's no burners from a guy called Iceberg Slim.
Tyler, I know you're not going to agree, but if we're going just off facial hair recognition, the brow has to be worse than the beard.
I'll say, is it? I feel like they're similar. I don't know which one's worse.
But like, no one's making fun of his beard. Everyone's like, that guy's got a unibrow and he's famous. That's peculiar.
That make it better. He turned that into money. This guy, James Harden's like, I hope no one notices I'm ugly. And like, we notice exactly why you hope we notice you're not ugly.
Neither of them have good teeth. It's tough.
Yeah, hey, listen, both got them fixed, man. The power of money.
They did. Yeah.
Not enough is talked about like Harden's look of faux hawk headband, short beard. Oh, awful. So
why the Thunder traded him.
Yeah,
that's why they were like, "Hey, get out of here."
I think it's almost justified if you really, look at the grand scheme of things.
Stifle Tower is bad.
Listen, there's nothing good about Rudy Gobert.
Playoff P is maybe the worst because he gave it to himself and then just keeps stinking it up in the playoffs.
I think irony makes it so bad it's good though. I actually
it's
like
funny.
I actually like playoff P now because it's so comically bad.
It's just gonna stick for him forever. Like he could score 38 points. We're not gonna call him playoff P. If he scores 7 points, we're gonna call him playoff P. That's
exactly.
Spicy P, yeah. Now spicy P speaks.
I think this one's not great either. Like Kawhi, the Claw.
I don't like it.
No, the logo's fire, but the nickname's nothing.
I don't like
he doesn't even have the logo anymore.
Oh, I know Nike owns it, but
Ballmer's trying to get. I don't. Yeah, Swiper's. I like Swiper. Swiper the Fox is a good one. Agent Zero was a good one.
Agent Zero was good. I like Swaggy P.
Swaggy P was good.
I like JaVale just calling himself Pierre.
Yeah,
for no discernible reason.
Like another
all time.
LeBron's King James, but his name is LeBron. He didn't really Carmelo. He didn't need a nickname. His name was Melo.
Right. But King James, he knew the vision because he gave himself that like coming out of high school.
Yeah, that's why Skip Bayless hates him.
Did you see Skip going in on him for not doing the horse? That was great.
Hey, everybody's down bad, dude. I get it. Skip's just having like arguments with Ernestine.
No, listen, Taco J. Go ahead, Tyler.
Who is Taco J?
Jason Tatum.
That's bad.
Have you seen Why though?
No, not particularly interested. That's bad.
No, you're gonna think this man's a psychopath. Have you seen this picture before, Trey?
The catch-up picture?
No. That's not Jason Tatum.
Which one are you referring to?
When he first got on Snapchat after he got drafted, look at how much goddamn cheese this man puts on his tacos.
I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Just a whole,
Yeah.
a whole pouch.
I don't like that.
Look at this lunatic.
Absurd.
It's only you can even see the taco. It's just
One of those-
cheese.
yeah, like if I'm Ainge and I saw him like order that taco before the draft, not taking him.
Fultz. Go.
Yeah, anybody else.
It chaos. Absolute chaos.
Gary the Glove Payton's a good one.
Incredible.
The Worm. I like the Worm.
I like the
Rodman,
Worm.
Worm's a good one.
Rip Hamilton was great too. I saw someone say that.
Like,
Yeah, what?
I like
Well-
Ice Tray now. It's not great, but Ice Tray works. But
I
that,
like
like
Ice Tray
that's
is good for this era.
yeah, like that's where the bar is though. Like who? Nobody else. Like Luca's Luca. He doesn't even a nickname. Kawhi's like PG-13.
What's more chaotic to you? Jason Tatum's tacos or Terry's spaghetti sugar sandwich?
Terry.
The spaghetti sugar ranch sandwich.
Terry.
Oh, dude, man. No, honestly, the cheat because I don't understand the spaghetti sugar ranch shit at all. The taco, I get. Like you might want a little bit on it. He just put the whole thing. That's chaos.
Yeah, he likes cheese. Whatever. Like the other stuff is
It's just salt. You just take off the cap and just load of salt. No thanks.
I would assume it's because someone said, Isaiah's nickname is the pizza guy. He always delivers. That would be my guess.
Better than the mailman.
Open late. I don't know.
Yeah. He's creepy and been fired from multiple other jobs. Zebo's
We're in the fourth right here, so I'm going to pause for a second. We have, of course, Trig here. Yeah, hold on, because I need to stop sharing for a second. Trig, you've been creating all of not just our merch, but Barstool's merch for some time now.
indeed.
Doing a hell of a job at it,
Thanks, pal.
and you have created what may be my favorite piece out of this entire run we've been on, and we're going to debut it right here, right now.
I didn't sign off on any of this. No.
No, you sure didn't, but it's happening regardless. And there it is. Yeah.
Tyler leaves the room. That's how the computer's overheating.
He's sick. So this is live. I just got the text. This is live right now. For the kids at home. I want to say, see if people are lying to me, which has happened before and will happen again. Oh, nope, there it is. So yeah, we did it. We did it yet again.
The whole Bane mask NBA logo niche we've carved out is one that's here to stay. It's fire.
That's the link. I don't think you can even click it, so that didn't work. Tyler's gone forever.
Tyler's overheating.
Yeah, but yeah, this is. Yeah, no, we don't have any integrity. It is. It's sickening. It's troublesome.
Y'all still got that shit on my.
But yeah, we had to do it. Yeah, no, I apologize if this does end up on your front door. No, you will not financially recover from that. We need more Trump bucks, hopefully, eventually.
Turn this off. Turn it off.
This is it is atrocious. I don't have any shame. But yeah, this is. I mean, look at this fucking thing.
No.
And someone who deals with the merchandise angle of things all the time, hop on this fast. It will not be up for super long, if I were to guess.
No,
so if you are a fan of it,
exist tomorrow.
exactly. If you are a fan of it, and I would imagine if you're tuning into this broadcast right now, you're a fan of this show. Yeah, hop on this. Hop on this ASAP.
Yeah, we had to drop something for the documentary coming out, and there's more. I know Barstool Chicago has, not from us, but from the company. Barstool Chicago has some stuff coming out tonight.
Eddie, Carl,
the very same.
Who do I need to talk to? Chief?
The very same test.
Bet. Say less.
Maybe Alan, if you're good, maybe. Where does the mask go on a rocket? That's part of it. That's most of me and Trig's conversations are like, where could we possibly put one on this?
How do I put a terrorist mask on a letter M?
The Golden State Bridge.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my job's difficult. Yeah.
We had to bring the Bulls out for this. And because the Chicago Bulls have two very strong logos in their history. There's this one blowing the puff of smoke, and then there's the standard one. The standard one with the block text above it. The block text really isn't great when you're trying to make a hoodie like this. But the puff of smoke coming out, buddy.
Yeah. That was a McMahon call too. That was a great pull by him to go with the puff of smoke.
It's true. What will they think of next?
Unreal. This shit off my screen.
Yeah, the dogs are furious. They can't believe it. It was unbecoming. I'm sorry. My apologies. But I had to. It was more of a public service announcement than anything. Like, hey, beware. This thing's out there. Make sure you hide your loved ones.
70-67 in the fourth quarter, dude. If that's your downtown, you can't have an NBA team.
I'm going to tweet out that link to buy that. So apologies again.
Don't do it.
We have this is in the workshop is now too. I don't know.
No, put it away. No.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a black lucky?
Oh, yes.
I don't like the look of this.
It's like, why was Trig murdered in the streets of Boston?
Who did CD come from? Withers. Like I just don't want this in the universe.
Yeah, no, people have been demanding the Celtics, and it makes sense. It makes sense.
If they've
We have
been demanding
a couple
this
behind the scenes ready.
What was that, Trig?
We have a couple behind the scenes ready to go.
We sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Toon Squad one we dropped wasn't even something like we have a lot mapped out. And then one day I just texted him. I was like, hey, can you make this? He was like, in like 5 seconds. Yeah. And yeah, then it was out.
Then it wasn't.
No, it's still there.
No, it's still up.
Okay.
Yeah, shockingly.
The only one that got taken down so far is the Grizzlies one.
And Tyler pointed out earlier that the sticker somehow is still up. We only the hoodie is down. So
Yeah.
Yugs Bunny was fire. That was so dumb.
It was Buddy on the Jazz with the Bret Hart glasses. You have some respect. That's Antoine, Big Dog Star.
Yeah, who was that? I could ban people from here.
Get Sean the hell out of here.
I don't hate this Knicks logo, but it just says Mix.
Orange. I still have a shirt from Stephen Che hand delivered to me in the Knicks font that says Knox on it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
you're not wearing that now, Tyler? Come on.
I'm holding on to it, collector's edition.
What for the G League run?
Motherfucker.
That might be my early runner for a tweet of the year. Those highlights of Kevin Knox in his prime.
Y'all slept on my dog. Flex. Like, y'all don't remember him like this 2 years ago?
Yes, if you have a Grizzlies hoodie, you are a part of an elite group because those will never see the light of day again.
Rare Claw.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
I would imagine the
light of
similar
day.
one. The Raptors T-shirt, I'm sure, will be soon to be gone too. One thing with the mixtape merch, you better jump on it quick.
Oh yeah, I have most of them, but I don't have the All-Star Game one because that one got taken out of the store too quick.
And you never will.
The one I won't. The one I thought had the longest shelf life got taken down.
I have got to the point where I don't even ask anyone to send them to me. I just pay for them. I know when they go live, So then I just buy one because whatever. By the time like they get around to sending me one, we're gonna get C&D and I'm never gonna get it. So it's well worth the $50 to me.
I just gotta start asking Allison early.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
Before
I'm about
these,
to ask
since they, yeah.
Well, the best way to go about it is like have them built months ago, and then be like, hey, when they're produced, can I have one? Like start wearing it before they even go live. But it doesn't always work out that way.
Listen, how I did with literally this one here. I was like, yeah, before these go live, what do you say? Trilly gets this first to market.
To market.
36 hours later, they were gone, never to be seen from again.
The reason those all came down, like Thrones was actually fine with us for a while. They kind of just like turned a blind eye and let us do our thing. And then KFC had me do like the caricature drawing of all the characters. And that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, no. Where'd you get away with no? That's it. It's all coming down now. So
no hot pie, huh?
Yeah, no hot pie.
The movie put on Russell. Good grief. Big dog man like a gentleman. There's no way those are like basketball glasses.
Regulate now.
Yeah, those are just ski glasses. He's like, these are sick. Doesn't Big Dog look sick in these? Like, yeah.
Antoine, Big Dog, God.
Top of Malone's head is disgusting. It is. That's how you know Karl Malone's a bad person. We should have known. He ain't no headband. He ain't get no surgery or nothing.
He didn't shave it.
He shaved it. He was shaved for the Lakers, right? He finally took it off when he was on those Lakers teams.
Yes, when he decided to hit on his teammate's wife.
Yeah, when he was hunting Mexicans.
That's when he went bald. Okay, we got a 1-point game. There's no way this game finishes in the hundreds.
No, it's in the 80s. I'm positive.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Mick. This game wouldn't get to 100 if they played 8 overtimes.
They were still playing.
Bulls 99, Jazz 98. We're here in quarter 9:52.
I mean, this is upsetting. Taylor.
Oh, how dare he?
Get this guy.
Kick him out, too.
He's not real.
Kick him out.
No, I believe it's exactly what Trey said. He said he was going to go hunting Mexicans.
Yeah,
hunting little Mexican girls. He said it too.
Hunting little Mexican girls.
Who was of Mexican descent. So she
Mm-hmm.
rightfully took offense to that. And
why? I don't see why. I mean,
yeah, man,
terrible person.
As Trey puts the Celtics logo in blackface.
like, I don't get it. Yeah, no. Celtics logo, Prime Minister of Canada, Governor of Virginia. I did see the Mavs post the what if picture of Jordan against Luka. It looks a lot like when Linsanity played the Heat. when Jordan
press against them.
Yeah, when Jordan Pippen played coach
in the Olympics.
I like this guy, but we are gonna teach him a little bit of a lesson. Don 19 shooting, 7 turnovers. Jordan 38 points, 13 of 19 shooting.
That was like I didn't have a lot of fond memories from the Heatles era, which is probably the worst nickname overall if we're including team nicknames. But them just half court trapping Jeremy Lin like he was a high schooler was very funny.
Yeah, and the Knicks and Melo was like, "Listen, LeBron, I need one favor, dude. I got you that Cabernet a couple years ago, and you really liked it. Okay, I'm calling in a favor."
This wouldn't surprise me. Jordan's going to play Luka one-on-one now to prove a point.
If they're playing to 11, what would you score right now, right this second?
11-8.
Yeah, I'm going to give Luka some credit because he is good. So I'll say like 11-6.
Jordan wins.
Oh yeah.
Just
comfortably.
Just so we're all on the same page here. If Luka gets like the first 2 or 3, gets a little comfortable, and then Jordan just racks off like 9 straight.
Right.
Jordan might like let him score those first couple of points, build that false sense of security, like how he befriended Charles Barkley. And
I keep hearing, I never got that. Like, I've never once understood that. Like, it was like, yeah, Jordan took these guys, out. They thought they were friends. He thought he wouldn't try to win against them. Like, I think LeBron and Wade and I think all those guys are real life friends. And I think if they played against each other in the series, they would be absolutely trying to cut each other's throat. Like, that's just how it goes. I think
it was more just trying to fuck with these guys on like a mental level. Like,
how are you fucking with me? If I know we're both going for the same championship, we're friends off the court. We're not. We're on the court. What? You got me in a box. Oh, like what?
I don't know. There were a lot of guys though who said it did fuck with them. So like, I don't think Barkley was one of them, even though he's said like he was just surprised. But I mean, Bird was the same way with Magic too. Like when they would chat when there was no basketball court there, Magic was like, "This guy is great," and then he'd go to shake his hand before a game, and Bird would like spit on him.
Yeah. And again, why? Who's surprised by this? It's like, wow,
Magic was.
Why? Well, Magic is, a different guy. You know what I mean? Rob Smith got the waves in there. I see him through the green. He's a psychopath. Listen, they all usually are, but
yeah, I think
that's what I like.
I think it was a no stone unturned type tactic from Jordan.
I get it, but like if the Lakers and the Trailblazers played like the conference finals, I think LeBron and Carmelo are real life friends, and I think they would absolutely each of those guys be going 100% to win that. Like that's why I wouldn't be like they had dinner last night. Carmelo couldn't believe LeBron scored 35. Like what?
No, for sure. But I do. Those guys also like grew up together, like going to the same camps. Like they just know each other on a different level than Charles Barkley at Auburn and Alabama and Michael Jordan and North Carolina. So I do think like that you could.
I don't know because they played on like Olympic team, like the '84 Olympic team.
Yeah, true. They go true.
Luka loses honey for his stats in a he loses 11-3 when he keeps shooting threes because everybody thinks he's a good 3-point shooter and he's just not. That's how he loses to Michael Jordan. Jordan just wants some company for state. Yeah, like he was like, yeah.
I think it's that any like point fraction of a percent that you think it's going to help you, and he was just that big of a psychopath that.
Again, is he the psychopath or are you the psychopath for thinking that the psychopath's gonna have a heart? Like
for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's also like Jordan like famously never slept, whereas the rest of humanity needed it. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, yeah, let's go drink until 6 a.m, Chuck. We got a game later. That doesn't bother me. Like just make him a little more tired than he needs to be.
Honestly, I think that's why he likes Iverson so much. I feel like he probably did it to Iverson. Iverson showed up and crossed him this day. He's like, wow, this guy's an animal like me. I like this kid.
When Jordan slowing down, Iverson still drinking. He's like, who the fuck's this kid?
Like, I got 2 hours of sleep last night. What about you? Iverson's like, you got sleep? Wow. Okay.
There's a story about Jordan that in the 93 finals against the Suns, he played like 36 holes of golf before an NBA finals game the same day. And was like darker on his forearms than his upper arm. Like legit tanned. He was out there that long in the sun of Phoenix before an NBA finals game. They probably scored 40. Like
that is
he's not a human.
Was it like same day though? Because again, you get a couple days off between the finals. Like it'd be a story if Steph Curry played golf in between the finals. It probably shouldn't be, but it would be.
I mean, fucking like that golf stuff's becoming less and less impressive to me. Like Yoenis Cespedes does that. He's like, I'll get in a quick 36 before this doubleheader tonight. Like and so I do believe Jordan was doing it day of. Like that's the kind of guy who's always playing golf.
We got optional BP at 4:05. I can get 18 in. Yeah.
Has anyone ever had a bad word about Iverson?
Nerds.
I was gonna say Daryl Morey.
What? Yeah, the corrections officer locked him up.
Yeah, I listened to the rewatch. I listened to the redraftables with Russillo and Simmons, and I think they took him 4, and it was hurtful. And honestly, they're. Go ahead.
Where do you take them?
I think I take him too after Bryant, and it's probably not the right choice. I mean, like, if you're just building a basketball team, probably Ray Allen and maybe Steve Nash go ahead of him. But there's so much more to it than just basketball and what he did for merchandise sales and like he's two. It's Kobe and then Iverson.
I took Ray second. I think Iverson's third. I don't. Fourth is a little. Again, if you get to mold this person, then fourth is
Yeah, and if you get to mold the person, if you're making that argument, I thought Jordan was. I don't remember him coming from behind and stealing twice, but it was actually Ron Harper. No, like if you get to mold the person, you can make the argument that maybe with a better system around him, you could have got more out of Iverson. Then, you know, if you're doing the whole, if you're doing the whole. If you're doing the whole mold argument, it actually works to Iverson's advantage because he probably got the least of his talents of those four in a twisted way. You know what I mean?
And he still won MVP.
Yeah. he still led a team that had Eric Snow starting to an NBA Finals. So
team was loaded.
You certainly had to build a team in a specific way around an Iverson, whereas a Nash and Ray Allen could certainly fit in better around existing pieces.
There too. You absolutely had to build a team a specific way around Nash. He only worked in Phoenix. He stunk everywhere else.
I didn't stink in Dallas, but he had his best years in Phoenix.
He had his best year in Phoenix, yeah.
He was averaging like 3-7 in Dallas.
Yeah, like his rookie year. Like
no, it was like 4 years. He was bad for like several years, and then they changed the rules.
Yeah, he got really good
for sure. No, there's no doubt about it. But he was the one who needed to be like the most hand-fed out of all those guys.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, Tyler, Iverson was 21 in that draft.
Hey, that's why I got him third. I didn't say he was second. I took the 17-year-old first.
Yeah, when Amari Stoudemire was just catching, 7 lobs a game, Nash was cooking.
Yeah, but who was throwing those lobs? I mean, come on.
Those need to be pinpoint from Amari to pull him down.
Yeah, Steve Nash never averaged 3 points a game for Dallas. That was Phoenix.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. He went to Phoenix, then Dallas. Yeah. My apologies.
I'm just saying the style of point guard that Nash was, I do think fits into a generic team construct better than Allen Iverson. That's all. I would still take Iverson too, and I don't even think it's that close. But
I think he fits to a team construct better. But if you're going to get the most out of both of them, then I agree they're built around similarly. You have to focus on their strengths and their weaknesses if they're building around them, and a way that you don't have to for Kobe and Ray Allen to a less extent.
If you just put Iverson on those early Suns teams with like Joe Johnson, Quentin Richardson and stuff, like Iverson, it wasn't like he couldn't pass. There was no one for him to pass to. If he was playing with all those dudes, you don't think he's averaging 9, 10, 11 assists? Of course he is.
His bigger gripe is even the shot. It's just the shot, really, because assists, he got assists and it wasn't a whole lot to pass to, but he just wasn't a good shooter. It is what it is. He had to take a lot.
Do you think he could have been hypothetically more efficient if it wasn't like, let's just go double that guy?
You would hope so, but even later on, less of Iverson was never more efficient. Like,
it was tail end prime, but it was still somewhat prime Iverson playing with those mellow Nuggets teams, and that was ugly. It was. I'm an Iverson guy. I love him
for sure,
but
that's also after a decade of playing one way. Like you're not going to change a guy at that point. I don't care who it is.
We talk about. That's why the stuff for Trey. I need to see the real plus minus numbers for Steve Nash's defensively his MVP years.
-100.
I just need to see what they are in relation to what Trey's are now.
I can't imagine they're great.
I mean, I know Nash did take a lot of charges to his credit. He also had a bad back. I wonder if that's related.
He also got jumped over.
Yeah, so
mostly over
or through.
Yeah.
Oh, Jordan about to get busy.
Michael?
No. Foul.
Like we're inside 5 minutes of this game and there's not a clock on the screen. It's crazy. This is 1998. This isn't that long ago.
No.
This game can drink liquor and there's no clock on it. 27-7 his last year. How many years was AI in Denver? I feel like it wasn't that long in hindsight. Was it like
3? Three feels right.
I feel like at the time it felt like he was like, 10 years in Philly, 10 years in Denver.
Jesus, Hornacek was locking him the fuck down.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Listen, so were others. Others had his ass 1 for 4. And even get 10 for 21, Michael Jordan. You're like, I'm killing it, dude. Like,
Right.
he's missed more than half of his shots. I'm icing it.
Yeah, elimination game. You'll take this.
Absolutely. If he hit 20 of 21, I'd be like, hey, he did what he could. Big dog? Oh, no, that's Russell.
Imagine the hype for this game if they knew, because it wasn't known this was his last game when he was playing here, right?
I don't
imagine like the takes going in had they known.
Nope. We talked about it some because it's like going in. I don't know how much we knew because we knew Phil Jackson wasn't coming back. We knew that, but we also knew Mike wasn't coming back without Phil. So it's like we knew something was gonna change it. We knew something was gonna be different because it's like, is Mike gonna call his bluff? He doesn't seem like a bluff caller. He's retired before.
No, but it's also one thing to be like, yeah, I'm not. Like it's like that's a player posturing to keep his coach versus oh no, he really left.
Right.
Cash. Nope.
Add the others guy. Yeah, add the others guy to my Shaq. $12 squad to beat Jordan. Us in 6. Swap out D Brown, put in others.
Even without that, it's the most.
Oh, that's charge. This
out on the game.
That's got to be like percentage wise. It's got to be like games in China that have.
Well, I think it's like
Yao's like first game. Yeah.
The score, like the Nielsen rating score. I don't know if it's total people. It might be because I remember was it the year the Cavs won was the highest rated since this.
That sounds right. The 3-1. That's yeah. I watched it. Bulls up 2, or excuse me, Bulls down 2, less than a minute to go, and win this game. That's wild.
Spoiler, Tyler. Come on.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
I didn't say win. It was still a game 7. Yeah, look at this. Is the compilation. Like, listen, Russell's goading him into some bad shots.
If this is college basketball, Jordan fouls out. Yeah,
he's at it. Oh, look, if this is SEC basketball, Jordan's out of it in the first half.
Chewing that gum, staring at the ref. He's out of there.
Doug Shows was like, this is the Doug Shows show.
A lot of timeouts left.
Yeah, what is this?
Phil Jackson's like, they'll figure it out. It is what I do love about this is the picture of the last shot. Whoever took it did an incredible job because just the look of horror on everyone's face in the background.
Yeah.
I got to go get something. I'll show you then.
Okay. Sure. But just how terrified everyone is.
Mm-hmm. It's like because everybody knew that shot was going down. Uh-oh.
Bang.
Ooh. So this is Jazz up 2?
Yeah.
Got a 3, yeah.
Can you see that?
Baby.
It's a piece of artwork.
Jazz up 3, excuse me.
It's not like a photograph or anything. Someone did it, and it's like, if you look, it's all like players in the stands and stuff, and everyone's mortified and shocked, and then there's the Jordan shadow over the league. It's just awesome. It's just
that
awesome.
Is strong.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't even know who did it. I just saw it and bought it one day.
Had to.
Ron Harper fell asleep. Almost called. Ooh, nah, tell what number.
Playing some Monarchs.
Ron Harper left John Stockton alone on the line. Tough. People think Nash and Brad. Yeah, I don't think that's a take. Nash was not as good as Stockton because Stockton played defense and was still doing crazy assist numbers, and neither one of them took enough threes. So
and did it like for like 40 years.
yeah,
It didn't have durability issues that Nash had either.
that was also yeah. It was-
The solid black without question. The 96 Bulls, I really need to find this stat because I heard it once and I've been repeating it incorrectly for years now. I believe they debuted them in that 72-10 season, and it's something crazy like 6 of their 10 losses came in those pinstripes. And they only wore them like 8 times. They were like crazy under 500 in those. But yeah, Jordan just very casually brought them within one with a layup.
Yeah, we'll concede the 2 to Michael.
And now he's going to play some of the best defense that never gets talked about.
Wow. Like I felt like I remember the strip. I don't realize, and Malone didn't either, how quickly he comes with the double team.
But that's the thing, like we even just saw in the previous possession, like they were doubling all game. So Malone's awareness is no push off. Cash. Skip. Did he leave too much time on the clock?
Yeah. Oh boy, they were up 3 points with I think 47 seconds left. Now they are down 1.
Yeah, and a rather uncontested layup, steal, pull up jumper.
Where's the fucking guy who said 2 points are worse than a 3? Because we just saw that proven untrue.
Yeah, that bum mellow. Yeah, this bum. Wait till Big Dog Carr comes back and nails a triple. Then how do you feel?
Stockton just hit a 3 casually, and then Jordan came back and hit 2 twos.
Yeah, if Jerry Sloan can do it all again right there, he's like, listen, punt Michael Jordan into the stand. If he makes the 2 free throws, he makes the 2 free throws. Bam. Oh,
It's like, geez.
It's like hanging out the window.
No play sums up a career better for a good player than that play.
That's a push. It's fine. But
We're going to see the better angle.
Yeah, show the one with his hand on his hip. When he dips, they dippy dip. What a cool guy.
Very cool. Yeah, watch this. This is no goddamn push off.
Bam, hand on the hip right there. That's a push off, man.
I mean, a foul with the leg.
Yeah, look at that. Throw him out of this damn picture. Cat, wow. Like the four bounce Kawhi shot was cool, but boy, nothing like a swish.
I hope episode 9 of this documentary is just whether or not it's a push off. They have like it was John Brinkus, who's the guy who does sports science. Like, he pushed off, he would have ended up 7 feet further than he actually did.
Yeah, the size of 3 hummingbirds away. Yeah. It's him and Vibert as John Brinkus.
That's not a bad sketch idea. Breaking that down.
Yep.
I like how Jordan's got his own personalized water bottle that's just someone taped over and wrote 23 on it.
Yeah.
Michael's secret stuff. Come on.
Yeah. So I guess are those the 2 best defensive plays of all the NBA Finals history? The Jordan steal there and blocked by James.
Yes, and
I think LeBron's is better.
I think LeBron's is probably the best play of all time. Offensive or defensive, all things considered, I think it's probably just the best play of all time. So
yeah, they're beating a 73-win team. Like that's just incredible to me.
It's also Game 6 versus 7.
Yeah. And there's no guarantee. What is Malone going to do with up a point with the ball in the post in that situation? It's not a guarantee.
No.
Terrible shot.
That's the time you go for a 3.
Threes are better than 2s, Tyler. We've learned this.
Oh yeah, we got to show this to at Basketball Breakdown or whoever. He's like, no.
That's the best look they could have got.
I'll say you have Karl Malone, the second all-time leading scorer of all time, and how many? 4 seconds, right?
4.7.
4 points. They were down 1.
5-2.
Yeah. Down 1.
Yeah. And you go to John Stockton
for a pull-up
over Malone for a pull-up 3.
That's terrible.
I see why Jordan was bored with the competition, man. Jordan was like, these guys are never gonna be. Can we run that back? I want to see what.
Like, I mean, I'm sure he's got like 5 people on him.
I mean, I'm sure. Well, Stockton wasn't, so he don't have somebody on. Jordan's already over.
Or he has piss dribbling down his legs.
5.2.
Okay, Jerry Sloan in that timeout's like, I don't fucking know. I think he's going to score 4 in a row.
That's what I'm like, because it's not even a knock on Stockton. Because it might have been a play to him. Malone wanted no part of it, and Stockton's like, "Well, shit, like I got to do something." So let's see here. Where is Malone inbounding? Oh, Malone set the pick.
Not a good one.
No, but the play was for Stockton to take the shot all along, but he took the shot with 2 seconds left, 1.9 seconds, like that. Yeah, that's
who rolled up? Who rolled? Who was the big guy who rolled off the screen?
Yeah,
he was kind of open.
It was Dana. It was Dana B all along.
Well, what are people? Did the stream get taken down?
What?
Is that what people are saying?
Oh, did it?
Is it the stream or did the hoodie get taken down?
Yeah, which one? Talk to us. I'm checking the stream. We'll see.
It's looking like the stream's down. People are still commenting.
Oh yeah, stream's unavailable.
All right.
Yeah, that'll do
Well,
it. So
we got
people
the
still commenting, but yeah.
Malone was like ended. Jerry Sloan's at home, just like.
Now, pull the play. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to end the broadcast, but I think this is still going to save, I assume. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Of course, pal.
Thank you, Trey.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, man.